Hello, everyone. Hi. Welcome to the first, actually the third webinar of AIBC EUROCLUSTERS project. We're going to wait a little bit for having a little bit like 2 minutes to have all connected participants, and then we'll just start. Meanwhile, I welcome all of you on this Monday morning, 9:30, 9:30 Central Europe time. I know we have participants from the other, let's say, time schedule. So some of you are ahead, some of you are a little bit later. So hopefully you have, you are enjoying your day. You have a nice cup of coffee or tea or something while you hear about our opportunities. I'm Silvana Sanfeliu. I work at Piemonte Nova. It's an Italian nonprofit foundation and also, of course, a cluster. We work at regional level. We have an ICT cluster of more than 300 members, and we are the coordinators of the AIBC EUROCLUSTERS, which AIBC stands for Artificial Intelligence and Blockchain. Then we also, just for heads up, coordinate also another cluster, which is focused on smart communities and technologies for smart communities, and that is working at Italian level. Today with me, there are my colleagues, Miriam Pirra and Andrea Timaro. We are going to be talking about the opportunities that we have for you today, and should be joining also another partner from another entity. So without much further ado, I will start sharing our presentation. Hopefully you can all see it well. As I was telling you, this is the first Infoday. The agenda for today is really, let's say, quick. Really, it's going to be 1 hour webinar. We're going to talk about just 5 minutes about how it was the first call, because this is the, let's say, today we're tackling the second calls from the project. We already closed for the first 4 open calls. So we're going to let you know a little bit about that. Then we're going to explain the calls that are currently open and the ones that are actually coming ahead, because we have some updates. At the end, we're going to have actually some examples of applications. So in that case, you have a little bit more of information and you can get a little bit of more insight in what we, let's say, are expecting on the proposals. So just a recap on the project. Yes, AIBC EUROCLUSTERS, as I was telling, stands for Artificial Intelligence and Blockchain for a greener and more digital economy supported by European clusters. So our main focus is to support the development, the enhancement of skills, and the digitalization regarding the implementation of artificial intelligence and or blockchain, not only on the, let's say, ICT as it develops, but also on specific industrial ecosystems, which are manufacturing, mobility, logistics, and energy. So all, let's say, the project activities tackle these topics over here, one or more, of course, of them. The consortium, which is managing this project, is formed by us. As I was telling you, we are Fondazione Piemonte Nova. We're based in Italy. There's another partner from Italy, which is the Environment Park. They are specialized in energy and clean tech. Then we go towards Germany, which I take advantage of our partner BWCon to welcome Amélie Boutel. She is representing this partner today. They are a German cluster on ICT too, based on Baden-Württemberg. Then we have also Bulgaria, so it's a third ICT cluster. It's actually ICT cluster Bulgaria, which is another partner. We 3 represent, let's say, the technology side of the project, while we have 3 other clusters representing the industrial ecosystem. So as I was mentioning already, Environment Part represents the energy part. Then we have from Spain, actually based in Basque Country, the mobility and logistics cluster from Basque Country. So they, of course, represent mobility and logistics. And then we have our partner from Poland, which is big, which is representing manufacturing and the tool, let's say, ecosystem. So all of us together, we manage the AIBC Euroclusters, and we have been designing, let's say, doing all the work and designing and evaluating also the proposals. Some figures about our, as I was telling you, our first 4 calls that were closed on the beginning of September. So we had two calls closing on the 6th of September, which was the training and the internationalization events, part 1. And then we had 2 other calls closed at the 12th of September, which were the services, let's say, digitalization services and product development, part 1, and then the project proposals, which was only 1 call. We had a total of 116 SMEs that apply for 1 or more call, because as you can say, you can apply for different calls that are still open, only for 1 call at a time, let's say. So you can apply to the different, but only 1 application per call, let's say like that. For the participation on international events, we got 6 SMEs selected from 5 different countries. They are participating to different events, which started already in November and will go on for the next year too. We have 3 SMEs that were selected for the training open call. They are from 2 different countries, and they will be following courses and trainings on AI and or blockchain. We have 8 SMEs that were selected from 6 countries for the digitalization services and product development call. And they are actually starting they will start soon their, let's say, application, their activities regarding this. And finally, we got selected 8 proposals. You know that project proposals were the only ones that can be, actually must be presented by 2 or more SMEs. So we founded 17 SMEs, meaning that 7 proposals include 2 partners, while 1 proposal includes 3 partners. And they are from 9 different countries. So this is an overview. It's actually the first time we're presenting the numbers. So we are, let's say, we are the first ones seeing them. And we're really happy with the results. We hope that the next calls that we're going to present today, that are the ones that are still open and that are going to be closed on the 16th of January and on, that they will receive, and they will be, let's say, will receive a lot of applications, and that you will be eager to participate. So just a quick recap. Let's say I'm going to say the main things about the open calls. So it's something that is applied to all the open calls that we have, is that there are for SMEs. Of course, small and medium companies can participate. Also startups that are in the form of a small and medium company. Also micro companies can participate. So any kind of company that, let's say, follows the required SME definition, which is, you can see it in the bottom part of this slide. They have to be working on artificial intelligence and or blockchain technologies, or they also have to be from the manufacturing, mobility, logistics, or energy sector. So these are the topics that we're tackling. You have to follow 1 or more of these, let's say, application domains in order to be able to participate. Of course, these SMEs have to be established in one of the member states of the European Union, or also in one of the countries that are participating to the single market program. This information you can find in all the guidelines. There are all the links that can help you to check if you are or you are not an SME, and if you are located, okay, that you should know, but still, just to check. And then also the participation, these countries that you can be part of. So these calls are providing, is called financial support to third parties, which is the cluster, let's say the Euroclusters project, our project is, we're managing a total amount of euros, which is going to be provided to the applicants, the selected applicants to the open calls. This financial support is going to be provided in the form of lump sum, which is actually a fixed payment that is defined upfront and is set out in that agreement. As you will see, each open call has a maximum of let's say of budget that each SME can receive. But of course, it has some criteria and it has to follow a specific, let's say, requirements in order to be that. You can arrive to the maximum amount, or it can be even less. It's according to the activity you're doing to the kind of task that you're implementing, and of course the kind of call to which you are applying. The payment is going to be, each call again has its own condition for payment, because for instance some of them have a little bit can have 2, let's say, moments of payment, but most of them you get paid at the end after you have carried out all the activities and you have presented a final report, and in some cases also like a proof of participation or certification, etc. So overall, the project, because we have to follow also the rules for financial support to third parties that the European Commission has established, we have to, let's say, have a maximum of amount that each company can receive overall. So we as the project, we cannot provide a company more than 60,000 euros overall. So just to take into account to the companies that already participated and were selected for the project proposals, for instance, that if you are planning to participate in other open calls from this project, your total received budget cannot be more than 60,000 euros. Now I will, so just this is the last part. Let's say all the applications must be written in English, must be presented in English. We have a website, let's say, when you find all the calls with all the documentation, you can download you can see the guidelines, you can download the documents that you need to present also as part of your submission, and also you can see even a draft of the agreement that you will be signing with us. So as I was telling, in this case, you can, there's some also important things to check in terms of not to have conflict of interest with us partners, so you know already who we are, but also for the case of the training providers or the service providers, they have to be external entities also from your organization. So this is my part. I'm going to give the word to my colleague Miriam Pirra, which she's going to tell you about the services and product development call.
Thank you, Silvana. I'm just giving you some information about the service and product development. As already said, this is not the first time we talk about it, so I think that maybe some of you have already some information about it. This call is open since the 6th of June 2023. And there has been, as I already told, the first cutoff that closed in September. There is another one that will close on the 16th of January. So you still have some time to work with it, more than a month, including, let's say, holidays, Christmas holidays, but maybe you can work before it. And what we are going to fund, a different kind of activities, but the main aspects and main activities are included in categories such as technology transfer, use of infrastructure, proof of concept, business model development, innovation development services, resilience continuity plans, and product and solution development. As you see, these are a rather wide of possibilities. So we suggest you also, maybe if you already presented some proposal before that has not been funded, to apply again. Also maybe some project could be, if properly adapted, can enter in some of these funding opportunities. So feel free to have a look again at all the documentation and the guidelines. You can check them with this QR code. Regarding the budget, we have 210,000 euros available for you. And the activities funded can be just up to 15,000 euro. So what what we are talking about. We are talking of activities that have to be associated, strongly associated in the as objectives of this AIBC Eurocluster project, with some macro challenges that we have identified thanks to the whole consortium, that are mainly 6 that focus on different aspects going from manufacturing, energy, logistics, and mobility. The first of this macro challenge that we are asking you to select when you go to apply for the request of funding is related to sustainability and green manufacturing, that is associated with the use of AI and blockchain, with a focus on the environmental impact. As you see in this table, we are describing these macro challenges, but we are also associating them with some of the 4 main aspects that I was citing before. So in this case, the focus of these first macro challenges remain with manufacturing, energy, and logistics. The second one is named the blockchain application to support transactions. In this case, there is also aspects related to mobility that enter inside. In the third macro challenge is the one that is named identify the source of inefficiency and take corrective actions through blockchain and artificial intelligence. Also in this case, the main habits are the 4 industrial categories that we are considering. The fourth macro challenge is renewable energy source and smart grid management thanks to artificial intelligence and blockchain applications. Then the last 2 are more associated with mobility and also logistics. In the first case, we are talking of application, services, and product development connected in the use of artificial intelligence for optimization of logistic path. While in the last case, we are talking of artificial intelligence application for smart mobility and pollution reduction within cities. For each of these macro challenge, we are proposing also some more detailed topic. We are not going to see them in details now. You can find them also in all the documentation, but please be aware and have a look at them in detail, because also in this case, when you are applying and proposing your request for services, we are also asking you to select which of all these macro challenges and also challenge and topic you are going to consider during your application. Some aspects have already been cited in this about the eligibility criteria. I'm just recalling them. So in this case, the beneficiaries are the small medium enterprises that are coming from the ICT sector, and so that are working with artificial intelligence and blockchain, but that are also working in industrial ecosystems such as manufacturing, mobility, logistics, and energy sector that, as you already told many times, are the one considered by and we are working with in this project. The small medium enterprises has to be funded before 31st December 2021, registered in EU member state and or in country participating in a single market program. Also in this case, you can select all the countries coming in this project when you are applying. What are the requirements for the services and the product development activities? We are asking you that these activities has to last not more than 6 months from the signature of the agreement, and all the activities has to be completed by September 2024, because we have some requirement about the project duration. So be aware of this. There is still time, so it's fine. We are organized all the time in the calendar properly. What can be found? We can cover the cost for the services and all the activities that you are asking. The company has to select a service provider, and that has to propose his activities and the cost of his activities. And so the costs are exclusively meant for performing the services and activities. So only this part of the request can be funded, not other aspects, other activities. The goal, according to the budget available, is to fund at least 14 companies. It depends then on how much is the entity of budget that you are requiring, but at least 14 companies are assured to have their services funded. And the procedure will include an evaluation process that is mainly based on 3 sections and 3 aspects. We are going to see what we call the relevance. So we will check the coherence of the proposal with the selected challenge proposed, the one that I already cited before, and also the solution adequacy of the proposal with the specific and general objective of the SME that is proposing and asking for the services. Another relevant point is the coherence. So we will check who is the service provider that you have selected and its quality, and regarding the competencies and expertise and the sustainability. There is also a check about the financial assessment of the costs based on market costs, and also obviously the timeline and the organizational work that you are proposing for the service and product development activities. Finally, but last but not least, I will say, there is also a point about the impact, because we want to check which is the contribution toward the innovation and the digitalization level of the company that is asking for the services that this service can provide, and also which is the degree of exploitation, the transferability of results, and the replicability. There is a maximum total score achievable that is 100 points. There is a threshold that's to be covered to be allowed to receive the funding. Some just points about the timeline. So as I told, the call is open because we open it officially in June. There is the deadline already cited in January. Then we have some programs to send the information to application at the end of February 2024. Then there will be in 5 working days from this moment, you will accept you will reach a communication where we ask you to accept the funding agreement terms and condition, and then this can allow to proceed with the agreement signature. As already cited, the activities have to last maximum 6 months. In any case, they have to be finished at the end of September 2024. And regarding the payment, there is possibility of split the funding available. Just some other information that will given to you by my colleague Silvana regarding the international events call.
Thank you, Miriam. Me again. So yes, that was the digitalization services and product development call. Now I'm going to talk really quickly also about the other open call that is still opening. This one also has a second cutoff, which is the 16th of January. So you should all go. If you haven't applied yet, or you haven't started to fill any of the applications, just go there and start doing that. You can, as I was mentioning, you can apply to both of them. The important thing is like you won't receive more than 60,000 euros, but in this case, it shouldn't be a problem if they're all the first calls you're applying to. So this second cutoff is just the same as the first one. So the activities that are targeted by the call are the participation to thematic summits, international conventions, global forums, congresses, exhibitions, and fairs. The budget of let's say that the project is 10,000 euros for this second cutoff, which means that we have a maximum of a total amount to be received by each SMEs, which is 2,000 euros. It depends, the total amount that you will receive depends on the kind of event that you're going to be participating, and also the number of people from your entity that are going to be participating, and also the location, because there's a table, you will see it in the guidelines, which actually tells you let's say the matches and the requirements in order for you to know what is the maximum, let's say, lump sum that you can receive. So Here, the eligibility criteria is, this is the only call that is only for technology companies. So only companies being startups or SMEs or micro enterprises that are working on artificial intelligence and or blockchain, so you can be working in both or only one of them, can apply to this call. So it's only for this type of entity. The activities that are eligible for funding, as we were mentioning, are the, let's say, events. You have to participate in person. Online events aren't, let's say, eligible. And they have to be related, again, to technology, to AI and blockchain technologies, and they can be in Europe or outside Europe. So that's why we were telling you about these different budgets, because if it's just an example, if the event is going to be held outside Europe, then you get 2,000 euros, like already. That's let's say the condition. If the event is within Europe, it depends also on how many people of your organization are participating. And as I was mentioning, also if you're having like a stand or a booth or something, if there's a fee that is required for participating to the event. So all of these things are asked within the application form, and according to that, you will know how much you will receive. The event must be happening. In this case, we put November 2003 because it was, let's say, based on for the first call, but actually it has to happen, let's say, within October of 2024. So when you apply, it has to start though after you sign the agreement with us. So it means that we will tentatively be signing the agreement of the next call around end of February, potentially. So the event must be from, let's say, March until October 2024. As I was mentioning, the eligible costs are the ones related to participation of the event. So it's mainly traveling, accommodation, subsistence, fees for participating to the event, any booth cost. The evaluation, this one is really, let's say, easy, is only 2 sections. One is about the company profile, so the fact that you are working on AI and/or blockchain, and how also then this the participation to the event that you're choosing is gonna support your entity. So which are your objectives and which are your goals, and what are you gonna, let's say, take from the participation to the event. There's a total, let's say, available points of 50 points for in the evaluation criteria. You have to have 40 or more in order to be considered to be eligible. Of course, then the ranking goes, the select towards the higher score, and there are some conditions in case of the, let's say, equal score. You'll find them all in the open call. With this budget, at least 10 companies will receive financial support, in this case, overall. So it means that because we had 10,000, 2,000 each, let's say that in this open call, 5 companies at least will receive, because we already have the 5 for the one before. Is at least 5 because, as I was mentioning, and actually here's a table that can help you to know how much would you get when applying. We have a 2,000 euros tops, like a budget that you can receive, but it can be less, because if you are, for instance, let's take example A, if you are participating to an event that is in Europe, but it's not in the same country that your company is based, and it's only one person from your entity participating, you'll get 700 euros. Then if you also have, for instance, a booth, or you have, there's a registration fee, then you can get extra up to 1,000 euros. When you go to apply, you'll find in the application, it asks if you need a registration fee for the event, if you're planning to have a booth, and how much is it. So in that case, if it's, let's say, less than 1,000, you'll get what it is, and if not, you'll get up to it. I don't know if I was easy to understand, but just to follow this, it should be able. There's even, as I was mentioning, you can have only A, only B, only C, only E, or you can have a combination even of A, B, and C with D, because as you see, the E is just for participation to any event that is outside Europe or any European Union member state or any country participating to the single market program, which means that is, yeah, let's say completely, I don't know, maybe in Canada or in the Emirates or something like that. In that case, you'll go towards the 2,000 euros, just right ahead. The timeline again here, well, as I was telling you, this is, the deadline is on the 16th of January, because it's a quick, let's say, evaluation process. The first information should be arrive around let's say mid-February, the beginning of February, so until mid of February. In that way, you have all the time, let's say, to sign the agreement, and then you'll go towards the participation to the event, and which has to be before, like within October 2024. This again, because actually the project ends at the end of next year, our project as AIBC EUROCLUSTERs, and we have to carry out all the payments within the event time. So just like a quick, this was an evaluation and timeline, just really quick what you're asking, but I'm just gonna go towards that. Let's go now. So that was the end of the internationalization events call. This is something that is, let's say, goes for all the applicants. So you have the website, which is AIBC EUROCLUSTERS Open Calls. You find them all there. There's a click, let's say a link here. You can find it also. We'll send it to you with the presentation. It will all be available for you. So you can go here, you'll find all the calls. There's only online application in English will be considered. They have to be done within the EU survey platform, which is a European Union platform that is used. You can only apply there. There's like, if you apply something that is important, sometimes you can modify your application, or in case, sometimes you can also, if you have maybe made a mistake or you want to correct what you already did, you can apply again. But for us, we're only considering the last application received by each company. So just take this into mind when you are applying. In that case, you don't forget, because it's only the last application. So for us, we won't consider any application that received before the last one. All the supporting documents are available in the website of each open call. Again, we don't receive any application via email, so everything has to be through the EU survey platform. Once you fill the EU survey platform and then you submit it, you'll receive maybe in a period of 1 week or 1 week and a half, an email from our side confirming that your application has been, let's say, received. Then once we arrive to the deadline, then we'll download, let's say, we check the applications. There's first actually the eligibility. I'm just gonna go here. This is kind of like process we have. So proposal submitted, then you'll pass an admissibility and eligibility check that lasts between 5 and 10 working days according to the call. In this case, for instance, for the participation to events, it's a 5 days eligibility check, while for the service and digitalization services and product development, it lasts 10 working days. So after that, if you've been selected, let's say if you're eligible, then your application will go to the evaluation process. If you are not, you'll get a rejection email saying that it wasn't considered eligible, and why, because yeah, it can be, as I was mentioning, you have to fulfill all the eligibility criteria in order to pass to the evaluation stage. The evaluation process lasts from 10 working days for the participation to events. It's actually, if I remember correctly, 25 days for the service development and digitalization services and product development call. Then after that, you receive or a little bit more sometimes, but we are being, let's say, enhancing this process. So then after the graduation, let's say like the ranking goes on, you receive an email saying if you were selected, or if you were, let's say, if your application was didn't cut on the final, let's say, the best proposals. Then you have to confirm that. So you have to tell when you have to tell that, yeah, okay, perfect, I'm up for it, I'm ready to go, and I want to sign the agreement. And meanwhile, there are other information that you'll be required before signing the agreement, just to be the bureaucracy part of the acceptance. You will receive also the agreement. The agreement is signed first by the company and at the end by us. From then on, you can start carrying out your, let's say, your activities. So this is everything about the 2 open calls that are currently open. Please, if you want to apply, don't wait until last minute, unless you work well under pressure, then it's okay. But we really, let's say, advise you to go now, at least start checking it out. There's also even the an application form a template that you can download actually from the website, so you don't have to, let's say, go directly to the EU survey platform and see it. You can have, it's a Word document, so it can even support you in the, let's say, when you're filling it before, so you can have it in your work, let's say, in your PC. You can share it with everyone you want within the company, and then you please remember to then go to the EU survey before the 16th of January, and apply there. So now there are 2 new calls coming soon. Actually, we have a new training and skills call coming. So it's gonna be really similar to the one that was closed on the 6th of September. Is about participating to training courses, coaching, mentoring. I'm gonna tell you something a little bit about it. And it should be opening soon, hopefully within mid-December. You'll get also an email. You'll get at least the participants to this workshop. Let's say you'll get an email about that, and all this information you can find it also on the InfoMatch platform, which is a platform that we actually have available for all of you, where you can meet people and where you can find the frequently asked questions, and you can find information about potential events or training courses that you could follow. And it's really helpful for you to go there. You find also the registration of this webinar over there, and you find out actually the registration of the previous webinars too. So we have this training and skills call, which has a top, let's say, amount of 5,000 euros per company. And we have also a new international event call, which is going to be specifically a mission organized to USA. So I'm going to talk a little bit before, a little bit about the training and skills call, and then I'll give the word to my colleague Amelie from BBCom. She's going to tell you a little bit more about the mission to USA. Really quick, the training and skills, the idea is, well, we were wanting to open it at the end of November. I was telling you maybe end of November, beginning of December, and it should be open until, let's say, at least the 31st of January or the first week of February. This is because every open call has to be open at least 2 months to give you all the opportunity to consider, read it, and check, and let's say search and define the activities that you want to do. Really quick, these are the, let's say, the training activities in presence on our line. They can be both. It can be, there's a list, coaching, mentoring, on-the-job training courses. It can be specific training activities designed for the company and for the staff. It can be also courses that are already, let's say, pre-defined, pre-settled. There are, yeah, so it can be carried out by a university, or it can be something that you find also, yeah, online or everything. So there's up to 5,000 euros per SME. We are going to cover only the course, the cost of this course or of the training. In case you have, let's say, a training provider, so it's something that is made especially for the company, you have to present the quotation and the, let's say, the plan of the service provider, let's say, of the training provider, the courses and everything. And if it's something that is already, let's say, off shelf, or something that is already defined, you have to send, let's say, the brochure of the course that you want to say, and also the total cost of it. The type of, let's say, activities or topics for being trained, that we have defined are related to trainings related to how to plan digitalization in terms of adopting artificial intelligence and or blockchain within your company, or a specific implementation of these two, one of these two technologies or both. Maybe it can be, I don't know, AI implemented for the mobility tracking of the citizens within a specific, let's say, neighborhood, things like that. Then we have how AI and blockchain can support twin transition, sustainability, resilience. Also, just getting new skills related to AI and blockchain. So it can be a company that doesn't have this many skills and they want to, learn a little bit about it. Also, it can be knowledge transfer. So always regarding these two topics. And then also the development of new business models because of the implementation of this. We have a total amount of 672,000 euros for this open call, and we're providing then up to 5,000 euros per semester. So this is the training and skills. I'm gonna give the word now to my colleague Amélie. She's gonna present a little bit about the mission that we're planning as a consortium to USA.
Thank you, Silvana and Miriam, for your input. And now from my side. So we're organizing the international mission to Austin, Texas next year. It's going to be probably around July 2024. And the open call is going to be launched soon. We will let you know, probably by the beginning of next year. And it's open for European small and medium-sized enterprises and startups from the industrial sector, for instance, manufacturing, mobility, logistics, or energy sectors, also using artificial intelligence and blockchain technology, as you've heard before. And all of these SMEs and startups that contribute towards a green and digital economy will be open here. And we will choose a maximum amount of 15 companies to participate in this mission. And these 15 companies or startups will receive a lump sum of 2,000 euros after taking part in the 3-day mission. That means if you actually took part in this mission, you will receive this money afterwards to finance your travels. And for organization purposes, only one person per SME or startup can participate in this mission. And in general, this mission provides the opportunity to you to take part to a structured business program, to meet in person potential partners and local technology and market experts, and to develop potential collaborations and cooperation opportunities with different stakeholders in the AI and blockchain fields from the United States. And we chose Austin, Texas as a location because many startups are being found here since the conference happening every March. So it will give you guys the opportunity also to meet these persons and to learn about their business models. Yeah, that's it from my side already, actually. But as I've said before, you will get more information about this and more details soon. Hope to see you guys there.
Thank you, Amélie. Thank you very much. And so everyone also, you should start thinking on this mission if you want to apply to it. So again, everyone will receive more information about this. Thank you, Amélie. Amélie's from BWCon, and they are the ones organizing, let's say, as part of the consortium. They're in charge of the organization of the mission and actually of the management of all the open calls related to international events. So the open call that I also explained you before, the agreement and all the procedure related to the, let's say, after you become a beneficiary, and you will be doing it directly with them. So that's all the, let's say, upcoming news from our side. What we want to do now is actually, I'll give the word to my colleague Andrea, and she's gonna actually talk a little bit about some examples of applications that you can, let's say, take inspiration in when applying to our calls. Andrea?
Thank you, Silvana. I choose 3 examples that I think can be useful to explain better the application that can be submitted on the open call for digitalization services and product development. The first one is the example of an ICT company that already offers a cloud solution for SMEs, manufacturing companies, consisting of MES, CMMS, and Energy Manager. This company selected the product and solution development, and selected the first macro challenge, that is sustainability and green manufacturing using AI and blockchain solution. The topics addressed are manufacturing data analysis to achieve predictive maintenance, and process efficiency to reduce energy consumption. So what is the idea of this application of the project? With this project, the company wants to create a solution that allows them to combine production, maintenance, and consumption data to generate trend forecasts using artificial intelligence tools. The new technology will be based on free and open software in order to be independent of the major artificial intelligence suppliers. Let's see what is the role of the service provider. The service provider job will develop the correct architecture, libraries, and code that will support the implementation of energy efficiency through control, analysis, and optimization, real-time and historical analysis, trend analytics, tariff management, and with the possibility with an integration of metadata. During the realization of the project will be done two study case. The first one on predictive maintenance, and the second one on the energy management. The final solution will work based on different data sources coming from different environments stored in the cloud, which will enrich more and more as new domains will be added, so that the analysis will be increasingly precise. The innovation of the final solution consists of offering industrial ERPs combined with artificial intelligence technology as easy and flexible as possible to satisfy both large multinationals and small companies. Users and machine operators will be able to get familiar with the new operation with no need for long training. The company has already gained experience in artificial intelligence, developing proof of concept, and will now complete the implementation of an enterprise service covering several manufacturing sectors that guarantees the reduction of plant downtime and reject batches, the production efficiency, the activation of a predictive and preventive maintenance policy, the integration with management software, remote control, and access to all data on a single platform. These activities that will lead to a TRL 7 level solution will help complete the services that meet ESG requirements, allowing to better position in the target market with opportunities even in the big companies. In terms of technical KPIs, the project aims to improve energy consumption, reduce mean time to repair, increase mean time to failure, and overall equipment effectiveness by reducing the severity of failures and their incidence throughout prevention. So this was the first example. The second example is about an energy sector company. It's about a SME that is engaged in designing, developing, manufacturing, and selling solar modules and energy storage systems compatible with any vehicle. the company turns any vehicle into solar-powered one, reducing fuel consumption, cost, and CO2 emissions. The company is committed to revolutionize the urban mobility through sustainable, renewable, and energy solution, and supporting the demonstration of CO2 reduction with environmentally friendly products. In this case, they choose also the sustainability and green manufacturing using AI and blockchain. The challenge is how AI and BC can support the demonstration of CO2 consumption emissions for environment-friendly products. The company intends to source the proof of concept development service from an IT company known for blockchain expertise in energy, carbon credits, and subsidies, which is pivotal for its sustainable manufacturing goals. This collaboration integrates a tailored blockchain module into the solar solution of the company. So through this proof of concept development, the applicant aims to enhance their capability to monitor and demonstrate the reduction of CO2 consumption and emissions for solar-powered solutions. The blockchain module will enable transparent tracking of carbon emissions, reductions, and energy savings, providing verifiable data for environmental impact assessment. What is the role of the service provider? The service provider is a software engineering company specializing in blockchain, artificial intelligence, and machine learning solutions. The service provider has a strong presence in the industry with a large experience in the blockchain field and a team of more than 50 professionals. The main idea of this project is the blockchain integration and the successful development and integration of the blockchain module with the company's system. This is the second example I wanted to talk about. And we pass now to the third one, which concerns a manufacturing sector company, and that choose as a macro challenge identify the sources of inefficiency and take corrective actions through blockchain and artificial intelligence. And the topic they addressed is artificial intelligence for automatic suggestions of the setup parameters referred to the production line, for example, algorithms based on characteristics of work order compared to the history of the processes. This innovation changes the way in which the system should plan. Standard procedures are first in, first out, highest, lowest priority, minimization of exchanges, priority of the longest operation, priority of the longest technological process, production deadline, and critical factor. With this project, it will be introduced a simulation environment, which will be enhanced with artificial intelligence. The simulator will be introduced as a digital twin, and based on the input data, the digital twin will create a simulation of the composition of certain elements, which will result in the proposed plan. The system will learn on the fly and suggest new and better production scenarios. With the help of artificial intelligence, the company will be able to measure overall equipment efficiency far more effectively. The service provider, the service provider in this case is a company active in the development of digital twins, and from the construction of digital twins and the creation of simulation of production processes, which can be used to predict what will happen in the future and plan events in production with the help of the added value of artificial intelligence. This was the third case. I hope we can be useful to understand better what are we looking for. I would like only to remember you that you can receive up to 60,000 euro. So if you already participate in the first cutoff, you have to be careful not to go over 60,000 euro. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you, Andrea. Thank you very much. And hope, yeah, these examples were really, let's say, helpful for everyone, especially in terms of, when you're crafting your idea and thinking about how to take the best advantage of our contribution. Based on this, actually, and think or take example, because there are actually 3 different ideas that were funded. So just a quick recap. These are the open calls that we presented today. So we have the first one, training and skills, that should be opening soon. Then digitalization services and product development, which is online, is already open. The deadline is on the 16th of January. So let's say, it's true that you have time after the holidays, but yeah, maybe you want to just go and enjoy your New Year's Eve and everything. And if you're celebrating any other holidays in this time, you want to go off and already having submitted the proposal. So also for us, it's better to receive it beforehand. Then we have also international events. And actually, we have the open call for participation to events, which is actually open. And then, as Amelie told you, there's going to be this mission to Austin, Texas, that is going to be held next year. So an open call for that one will be open soon. For any kind of questions, you can contact us to the AIBC Piemonte-Innova.it. We'll answer any kind of questions that you send us there. Please check also the frequently asked questions that are already published on the platform. I think my colleagues shared that through the chat. So go there, check it out. And yeah, in case you don't find the question that you have, then you can write to us. So thank you very much. It was a pleasure for us to being here today, hosting this event. Hopefully you got new insights and you are more, let's say, excited to participate too. These are, again, the 2 emails. So one is Piemonte Innova, which is us, the coordinators. The other one is the BWCon, which are the ones in charge of the participation to events, etc. So thank you very much. We are actually hoping to receive a lot of applications from all of you. And yeah, we actually had some questions, and because we have some time for them, so let's just read them and see what are they talking about. So we actually have one question about, can a service or work cooperative participate as a service provider? Well, yeah, you can participate if you are an SME. So if you are a micro, small, or medium enterprise, so you have to fulfill all the requirements from the European Union in order to be one. And if you are, of course, tackling or working on one or at least one of the industrial ecosystems or on AI on blockchain. So again, you have to be from mobility, logistics, manufacturing, energy, or working on artificial intelligence and blockchain. So I think from that part, it should be well. Again, the maximum amount that a company can receive is 60,000 euros. Then you also have to, let's say, remember that there are specific requirements. We name them all today, but there are specific requirements for each call. So have that into mind when you're applying. again, I wanted to say that the service provider has to be external for the company. In the case of the digitalization services and product development calls, you have to have a quotation. There's no, let's say, we don't have any template for the quotation. It's actually another question that we received. There's not a template or anything, but it's a quotation, so it has to say the activities that the service provider is going to provide to you, and also the name of the service provider and the total cost of the activities. So then during the application, you have to also, it's important, like the questions lead you to say, why are you planning this? So as Andrea was mentioning when she was sharing with you the kind of applications that we received, all this information is taken actually from the application. So in the application, you have to say, what are you doing as a company? Let's say, what is your current state? What do you want to achieve with this service that you are acquiring? What are your goals, and actually what are your KPIs, and how you're going to measure, and what's the impact that this activity is going to have in your company? Actually, remember that also in this case of the digitalization service and product development, the company has to be founded at least, it has to be founded before the end of December of 2021. So that's important too. For the other ones, it doesn't matter. You can be even a startup just founded let's say last year or the beginning of this year. You have to be founded before. No natural persons can be, let's say, can receive financial support either here. Okay, yeah, another question, just the last one, and then we are already out of time. Is it possible to use some of the budget within our company, or should we pay directly to the service provider? So if I understand correctly, I don't know if it's like that. When you present the proposal for the digitalization services and product development, or let's say the total amount that you will receive is the total amount that the service provider is requesting. So we're not covering the company's, let's say, effort or staff in order to get it. It's just this service provider quotation. So you'll get that, and after, let's say, the approval, you'll get the total amount according to a declaration. You can get a little bit before, like after 2 months, and then the total at the end, or you can get the total at the end. But it can only be for the service provider costs. So let's see it like as a subcontracting, something like that. Not any budget for the company is included. We're trying to help you to acquire something, but we need to, like, let's say it's like a co-funding from your side, the effort that you put as a company. Okay, so that's for all from our side. Thank you again to everyone that participated. If you have any further, let's say, questions, you can just send it to us. And yeah, hopefully we see all of your applications online. Thank you again to my colleagues. And you just received, exactly, thank you, the email to send us any kind of questions. Thank you very much, and have a lovely day and week.
Bye, have a nice day.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye, thank you.